Mac,
Hey, guys.
Kevin,
Hey.
how we doing?
Hey.
Good evening.
Hey, team.
So we're trying to stream this on YouTube right now, and Nick set this up, and I don't think he has the wherewithal. Oh, we're live.
Did it work?
You do
According
have
to
the
a phone.
wherewithal.
I do.
You were like
That's
So
fantastic.
apologize right now.
you were like Labaron
We thought
Philon. You were
anything.
in, you were out, you were in, you were out. We weren't sure. Now we know. You're in.
It was just in and out.
We're the
This
Philon
would say-
boys.
One of my
Never in.
favorite things is watching Nick freak out about tech issues. Like he's having
And
it
you know
still.
what favorite thing?
I've seen that.
My
That
favorite thing is Mike being super helpful and just watching. Boy, in my misery.
Don't say you're going on YouTube and not be able to go on YouTube. Your mic is still not working.
Is it really
Maybe
not?
it might just start working.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna happen. It's gonna ease into it.
You guys just do without me, and I'll just sit here and watch.
Oh man.
It's really
Have you
bad.
tried tapping it? Tap the mic?
Can you blow in it?
Just get real close.
Just do the show without me.
Just get real close to it, and I think it'll help. The closer.
Welcome to Could Be Wrong. I'm Nick Schwert. My takes are awesome. I'm always right. Mike, you're always wrong. That's my impression of Nick on the show.
Nailed
It was
it.
a bad impression. I miss you. I can't do this without you. You got to figure out your shit though. What do we do, Mech? You're a
Don't
show
look at
man.
me, dude. I've never done video before. I'm a podcast radio guy, terrestrial radio now. I don't do video.
We need AB. We need the A No Seats guys. Help us.
Well, we don't even
All right.
know if it's working for Nick because he's shut down. He went mute.
He just
completely
keeps
shut down.
he just texted us. He said, "Just go."
Okay.
Like
All
go
right, well-
like get off, like get done, be done.
Like, get out of here. Scram.
I don't know. Did you? So
All right, guys. We had a lot of good stuff to say, but Nick said we gotta go. So unfortunately, we can't enlighten you with trade secrets.
I was saving scoops all day.
I got good news. Like, I'm streaming it. Like, it is.
Oh, it
is
works.
It's working.
Can
But-
people hear Nick?
I think Nick's the problem.
Can you hear me? Anybody hear me?
A bit. We can
It's
hear
like
you a bit. It's just super
20%.
choppy.
This is content.
That's a shame.
I want to get out in
We're
front
not-
of this.
we're not
we,
leaving.
We love you. We still love you.
No, we love you. I was mean.
Mike, you need to take over and host the show.
All right. Well, you're not trying to do anything. Why don't you like do something with your mic while we're doing this?
Yeah, get some
All right.
cue cards or something.
guys-
man. You can do this.
Time
Can-
and just
can the-
start the show.
All right. We're gonna start the show. Can you guys hear Nick, or is it glitching out for you though? I'm looking at the comments. Walter says, "Yeah, Nick's on dial-up." That's a good sign. You know what's funny? Nick and I have been dealing with these tech issues since the first episode. He has had internet issues, and he still hasn't fixed it. Look, he's fuming. So today, did anyone see Hunter Dickinson in like Troll Fran Fraschilla? That was cool. Can
I
we
have
talk
one
about that?
idea. Before we go on, can Nick turn off his video and try it? That's what happens at work. You turn off the video Zoom, and
Oh, yeah,
then
do
all of a
that.
sudden it starts working. Nick, go off video,
We've
and then
seen
start
enough.
talking.
All right. Do we fix it? Fix the problem?
Nailed it. Ship shape.
Can you try again?
Nick, start talking. Just talk for a while. Just give us your take. on
Hello.
the frame.
Can you hear me? Anybody hear me, Angela?
My idea sucked.
Get
Guys,
out.
Right.
Get on your phone. Get on your phone.
Yeah. Dial up using your phone data. I think that's your best chance. All right. Well,
He
he's
should
gone.
not have moved. Now that he's gone, he should not have moved to Denver.
That's the problem.
That messed it all up.
It's
Can't
Denver.
do dial-up in the mountains. Maybe now that Colorado's in the Big 12, like They'll get some real Wi-Fi.
That's the issue. It's the mountains.
It is the
But
mountains.
This is notorious. Yeah, it's a notorious Denver issue. All right, guys, we're gonna talk some Jayhawks while Nick gets his stuff figured out.
Can't wait.
All right, I am the Scoop Man. We got Kevin TN in the house. We got Mech of Jayhawk Talk. We are gonna have the best Could Be Wrong podcast ever. I'm so confident. And Kevin, did you see Hunter troll? You're on your phone. Are you talking to Nick? You gotta just talk to me then.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
he's
you.
Mech.
I'm Mech.
You're not supposed
He's
to call him
Kevin.
Kevin.
Oh, for
It is
fuck's
his
fucking
name.
sake. All right,
But
we're moving on. Labaron Philon decommitted. All right. Does anyone care? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Do people care? That's where I'm starting.
yes.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, conflict already.
Perfect. This is perfect. This is content. All right. Who wants to go first? Kevin,
Go ahead,
you
Kevin.
care a lot.
You care. Go ahead.
I still care. We still care.
But you're still upset
We
right
still
now.
care. We still care.
still
We do.
care.
Freshmen are fun. Freshmen are fun. We were going to have him for freshman year of gaining experience, battling in practice, and he was going to be our guy next year. How could you not care, Mech? I know you proclaimed we'll probably
He
get
was
to
going to
it
be our
later.
guy next year? You say a
The
little
year
more
after.
about
The
that?
year after. I'm sorry. The year after. 25, 26.
All right.
Yes. Yes, he was going to get the keys to the Porsche. The KU Porsche. He was going to
I don't
get the
know
keys.
anymore.
But shiny objects, I don't know. I'm very disappointed. What was it? How long was he committed? A couple months?
You were
Few months?
dreaming of Philon. Why? Philon.
I think it's Philon. I think it doesn't matter anymore
matter
because
anymore. Doesn't matter.
he's
Yeah.
going to be a Cincinnati
Nylon.
Bearcat or something. But,
Labaron, Laburon. Who cares?
well, first of all, LeBaron sounds
name.
so badass, and
Yeah, it's a good take.
he's a big, long kind of. He's big and long for a point guard. Get his own shot. You see that? I don't know. It's stupid to make comparisons, but I'm stupid. You see the Devontae Graham mold of a kind of a shoot first lead guard. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We shouldn't spend much time on it because it's disappointing. And I was talking to my wife about it, venting. She doesn't really care, but she was like, "What's the point of committing if they can just like uncommit?" And I was like, "It's decommit, but point stands. Point stands. What is the point of committing if you can just ask out of your LOI and bounce whenever we absolutely load the F up with dudes, real dudes?
Don't do that.
Hey,
Don't do dudes.
Don't do the old man take. Nick, what's up?
Are soft verbals still a thing?
Bring them
Oh my
back.
God. Oh my God.
Hey,
No.
no word, Nick.
Kevin, you didn't even react.
It works.
Yeah,
Because I
you're
have
back.
faith in Nick. I knew he was going to get it figured out. He's a professional. He's a professional.
Yeah.
I was, dude, this close to just flipping my fucking desk over and start smashing things in my apartment.
I wish
I
you would have
could
turned your camera on for that.
I could see you like sweating in anger.
Because you guys weren't being helpful. You just sitting when you're trying to fix
What do
something.
I know to do? What can we do? What can we possibly do?
were
I
just
don't
sitting
care.
here
let me
doing
drive-
impression.
I freaking tried. Turn your video off was the best suggestion, by the way, of anybody.
That's actually fair.
Thank you.
I don't know. Blow on it seemed pretty good.
Here's Mike, Kevin. I'll leave you out of this, Mac. Mike and
Thank
Kevin
you.
the whole time.
Nick, I hope you learned your lesson. You shouldn't have moved to that sleepy ass mountain town.
That's the issue. Hey, Kansas City's just right over here. I don't know, Nick. I'm telling you. I'm
I know. Maybe I'll move
Moves to
back.
Denver.
gonna move back.
Move to that
I don't
ski
care.
town, you bum.
I don't care about this. I don't care about LeBaron. I didn't see him in a uniform. I don't care. I don't care. He's a top. He's top 30 recruit. I don't care about top 30 recruits. We called it a top 30 recruit for a reason. If you called it a top 5 recruit, I'd care. If you call it a top 10 recruit, I care. Top 30? Would you rather have the 29th best high school recruit or somebody who has proven it in Division I college basketball?
You mean like a starter on a Final Four team?
If you
That's
can
cool.
throw names out if you'd like, Scoop a Loop, but I don't know if I can call you that anymore, by the way. But yeah, I don't care. I mean, do I care? Like, would it be better if he's here? Probably. But at the end of the day, are we going to fill that scholarship with someone who is just fine? Yes, we are.
Here's
You
the
can
math
name-
I've been doing.
You can name
I'm
several of the
doing-
people who I'd be upset about. He's not one of them.
Okay,
So
we'll
I
see.
know the timeline doesn't mesh quite well, but the math I've been doing in my head is: would you rather have 1 year of Zeke Mayo or potentially 3 or 4 years of Labaron Philon?
3 or 4, you cannot count for 3 or 4 years of anybody anymore.
That is crazy math.
is not a
That's the
thing,
beauty. But I think Kevin's point is that's the beauty of high school recruits is you can go and watch their tape where they're playing against, future financial advisors. No
Not
offense.
2009, dude.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? Why are,
Are you
doing
80?
that? Why are you calling people out for their profession?
I'm just saying.
All
All right, I'm done.
I'm just saying you can convince yourself of a lot of things with these high school kids. You can convince yourself that they are just little seedlings waiting to blossom into the beautiful flowers. And it rarely works out that way, but that's the fun of high school recruits.
And my favorite part about high
Endless
school
possibilities.
recruits, let me tell you my favorite part about high school recruits.
This
You
is
wanna know
going to
my
be so
favorite
mean.
part?
This is going to be
I
terrible.
want them to do well. I want them to come in and do well their freshman year. And one of two things will happen at that point. Either they go pro or they transfer to Kansas in their second year. That's what I
Right.
want to see out of a freshman.
Say it
They
again.
can go pro,
Say it
or they
again.
can come sit on the bench at Kansas, which isn't going to happen because then they're going to transfer out. One of three things is going to happen. They're either going to come into some school, do really well, and go pro. Congratulations. 2, they're going to come in, they're going to transfer to Kansas because they did really well, and we now are recruiting them. Or 3, they're going to come to Kansas and sit on the bench, be mad about that, and leave. That's one of the 3 things that's going to happen with a top recruit. So I would
Congratulations.
rather.
Congrats.
rather-
Flory Badunga and Rakis Passmore just decommitted. They are actually in the chat and they just
would never
decommitted.
do that.
Are you happy?
Marquise
Are you
would
proud
never-
of yourself?
I
He
want
ain't scared.
good ones. I want the good ones. Dude, Flory and Rakis are dogs, by the way. Those boys. The thing I like about those two
we
guys.
want dogs.
Let me tell you about the thing about those two guys. They walk in and go, I don't care who you got. I don't care who's in front of me. That's the kind of fucking freshman I want. That's the one I want. If I walk in and say, boy, you over recruited my position, I think I should leave. I don't want you on the team. Get out. Get out.
Okay,
You know what?
so
You're
to
going to
that
leave
point,
anyway. You're going to leave anyway.
So to that
I'm
point,
right.
what if I
Good point.
what if I took guys like Elmarco Jackson and Jamari McDowell? I give you the 4th option. You can come here, not play, and still stay, because I guess you're just cool with being the 7th or 8th man. Like because that's what the
They
box
may-
I'd put those two in.
They may believe in themselves. El Marco may believe in himself. Jamari,
I like you.
God love you. You may believe in yourself too.
I'm so surprised.
Mark
Hold
on
on.
a home Lawrence. He loves Lawrence.
Oh,
Y-
okay.
You guys are
Also,
talking
hold on.
about. Hold on. No. All right, you go. But I'm getting pissed.
I know, and you can tee off. I'm not sitting here saying that the high school guys are still everything. They're clearly not. Look at Liam. Bill was like, "I'm sorry, buddy. You're a teenager. I want men. I want men." But it's tough because it's not just, you don't know that it's just Labaron being like, I can't compete with these dudes. You know that it could be his team, agent, family, friends. Now Mike's saying no. Mike knows a lot more than me. He knows a hell of a lot more than I do. But
Oh,
it's
what a
it's
reference.
complicated. And there's a lot of voices, and if we're gonna lose one, I'm glad it's LeBaron over the other two. Enjoy Cincinnati, LeBaron.
All right. I just want to go back to this idea that like you can convince yourself that high school players can be anything. In that for some reason, transfer portals, you can't. Think about the transfer players that KU fans have gotten excited for. Like Joe Yesufu, for 2 years, we thought Cam Martin. KU fans were jacked up for Cam Martin. I've watched film on a like a five. I don't know. People are
There was
like,
like two guys on the fog.
like, we
There was
got
like two
Niang.
guys on the
Was
fog.
it the tattoo that got you? Because that's the only thing I was
yeah,
excited
those
about.
tattoos were cool.
Hey, dude's
And-
got tats like could be a dog.
Hey, by the way,
You're like, we
Cam
got to
Martin-
stretch 5.
Cam Martin, businessman, I believe he has started his own lawnscaping service in Boise.
Good for him.
Genius.
Good for him.
So I've watched film on a 5'10" dude from North Texas who I still want KU to get because that dude just chucks and would be cool. So,
Okay,
like,
but Mike, but
now
here's the
it's
problem
just
with your
anyone.
theory
You can
here.
have anyone at any time.
Is the problem is you're ignoring the fact that we are just going to be irrationally optimistic about everything. There's nobody KU's going to sign, with rare exceptions, that we're just going to be like, oh, this dude sucks. He'll never amount to anything here. Fuck him. Get him off the roster. We'll do it with transfers. We'll do it with high school recruits. The difference is the sample size and the success rate of high school kids is substantially higher than it is with transfers. We've went over the transfer list for KU over the last 5 years like 20 times. And it's not great.
Did you include Luke Axel?
See, but that's
yeah.
no,
Did you
I'm
include
talking
Luke
about-
Axel?
Jared Hass? Did you include Jared
I'm
Hass?
talking about during the
Burns.
transfer portal era. You got Remy,
Early.
you got Hunter, you got Kevin, and then just a bunch of dudes. So I get what you're saying,
Those guys are pretty
but it's
sick.
ignoring the fact that we're going to be optimistic about everyone. And there have actually been a lot more success stories with the high school kids.
Yeah, well, Rylan Griffen and AJ Store are coming now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
What do you mean? A lot of success stories. You can't compare the two. You have such a small sample size to compare.
I
A
prefaced it with that.
micro size.
And let's also remember, Nick, what I just told you. The freshman's going to do one of 3 things.
Yes, Nick. Yes.
In this new world.
Mech.
They don't. It's not what you think they do. The freshman that comes in, I love the freshmen when they stay for 2 years and become the great player. They don't stay anymore. They leave.
Well, they do at Kansas. They do at Kansas.
Yeah, C number 13.
Hold on. John Doe in the comments says, if you look at Power 5 transfers only, it's actually great, Nick. And why can't we pump the comments in more? That's on you again.
How do
No,
you see-
it's on you.
Where are the comments?
We can pump the
They're fighting
comments in
again,
more.
Nick.
Kevin,
Freshmen
what
only do one thing. Hey, Nick, do you want to do a rundown?
Yeah, but I don't have the intro video. So, I mean, here's what we're going to talk about. High school
you.
recruiting, is it dead? Does anybody care?
Yeah,
Well,
we
I
talked
got a
about
high
it.
school name. I got a high school name for you. Darius Acuff.
Oh,
You
okay.
are a Kansas Jayhawk?
Again.
Question mark?
Number 1 in his position, I'm in. Top 30
Okay.
random recruit?
Rankings are stupid. Rankings are
Spoiler
stupid.
alert. Portal update. Rylan Griffen, Javon Small. What's up with Riley Kugel? Why doesn't anyone want to leave Kansas? Grading the offseason, predicting the starting 5. Could be wrong. This is normally where the intro would play.
And I
here-
could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Do a couple
go.
more.
Yeah.
I could be. I could be mistaken.
One thing
You
I'll
can ask
say
Gary
about the
about
Philon
this.
stuff, it is they never. Who are the guys who KU's had, and then they left? That was a huge loss under Bill Self. Like Quentin Grimes, maybe, but then you look at what KU did without him the next year. I don't even know that I would count that. Like if we're going to tie on Grant Foster as being like the biggest guy you let leave, that's a pretty good success rate. Very seldom have guys been like, I want out of Kansas, and then went on some sort of scorched earth revenge tour, turning into one of the best players in the country. It just doesn't happen. So that's the only thing that's given me solace with the Labaron Philon is that for the most part, if they really thought he was going to be special, they would have found a way to
Yep.
keep him around.
Yep.
You're probably
Tie
right.
on Grant Foster.
I ain't worried.
And that's
Not
a
worried.
years.
No. Too many dudes.
So
The Hawks got dudes.
okay,
I'm good.
So
I'm
let's
good.
get-
I'm good.
let's get into Acuff then, because this is a kid who's a top 10 player in the class of 2025. So he's not for this season. 6'3" point guard. He's got like a 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. As Mech said, best player at his position. He would be the top rated recruit for KU since Josh Jackson, I believe, who was number 1 in his class. So you're going all the way back to 2017. Is this the new motto where it's, hey, we'll recruit high school guys, but only if we know you're going to be a star. We're not going to waste our time with projects.
Yes. Look at boy Liam.
It's cool. Yeah, I accept it.
Did you just
I
say
accept
poor
it.
Liam?
I said, look at your boy Liam.
Oh,
I thought you said something else.
Look
I thought
at
you said
poor
something
Liam.
else.
Poor
Oh.
Liam.
Look at poor Liam. Poor Liam McNeely just cannot find a home.
Hang on. Can I
He's going to
read
go to
one
UConn.
sentence?
He's going to have a home.
Can I read one sentence from our friends at 24/7? They said, Acuff is the most dominant and dynamic lead guard in the class. End of story. I don't need to read anything else on the rundown.
When's the last time KU had an elite freshman point guard?
I mean, Dotson wasn't elite
Savon.
as a freshman.
Yeah.
He was good.
But he was a
good,
20
but he was
something, right?
You mean his recruiting
Recruit.
ranking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like late teens, early 20s.
No, this guy's a
This
dude.
would be because when you go back to like that run from 2013 to 2017, KU was getting elite recruits, but they were wings and big guys. They didn't get any elite point guards. Now, granted, they had Frank Mason and Devontae Graham in those years, so it wasn't really a position of need. But you have to go back a long ways to see them get like the best point guard in the class. Mario was the best point guard in his class. That was 06. Sharon
How'd
was a
that work
McDonald's
out?
All-American.
Kevin.
Worked out pretty good.
Neck,
Worked out pretty good.
It's a different world, dude.
Yeah, Sharon was good too. Acuff to me is a return to like a classic self recruit. Really downhill, driving guard. He's strong. Apparently, right now his shot selection is like out of control, which I assume will change in college. But dude, but like apparently like even for high school, it's like out there.
LaMelo Ball.
Who cares
I
though?
don't care about that. I don't care about
He
it.
just
You're the
takes
best player on
LaMelo
your
Ball
team.
shots.
You're the
You're
number one
best
point
player
guard.
on your team by like leaps and bounds. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
But you know what?
Play
The thing
every
with
running back
Acuff
as a
is
Oh,
quarterback.
yeah, Josh Selby.
there is a palpable excitement in the chat right now. I can tell it by the looks on your faces. And I'm telling you right now, the prospects of getting this kid who's the number 1 point guard in the high school class, that is more exciting to me than anybody they could get in the transfer portal.
Oh boy.
And I can't really articulate why.
Here we
It's
go.
just the unknown of like, what if this kid goes on to be a superstar?
What about last
becomes
year?
becomes an all-star NBA player? Like, you're linked to Kansas forever. Like, it's
What about
awesome.
Hunter?
There's a lot of 6'2" point guards out there that just go on to huge careers in the NBA. Like a lot of them. Like you just keep, especially recently, they just go on and just become all-stars. A lot of them. Can't
Name
wait.
one.
You're the worst, Mac.
I'm so sorry. High school recruiting is dead. I can't say it
Let's
enough.
go.
High school recruiting is dead. But give me those top 5 dudes. I mean, we'll take them.
The take
kid,
is
I
looking
want-
good. Your take, I
I
mean, your
want
take is looking
experience,
good.
man. Yeah, no. Mech is
You can have a
dominating.
mix. You can have a mix. You don't have to have all freshmen. You don't have to have all, like, you fill your spots. You fill your spots.
Mike,
75-25.
What can you tell us about Acuff though, in terms of KU's chances of getting him?
I think they look really good. Shared this. I've shared some VIP updates. Shout out the Scoops text. Shout out the Discord. Shout out B Shark. Shout out the mods. I'm just gonna keep doing this till Nick gets mad. Sorry.
Mad. I'm already mad.
No, it looks really good. I think, like right now, I think Acuff will probably end up a Jayhawk. There's a lot of moving parts still within portal season, so like recruiting predictions are the easiest way to be wrong. Could be wrong. I think Acuff ends up being a Jayhawk this summer.
Is he planning on, like, he would commit this summer? He's not going to drag this out till next year.
Yeah, I think right now until some other school comes around dangling some bags, till Dusty May starts sniffing around. He's from Michigan.
Wait,
So-
I thought
but
I thought old KT was back. I thought
He
the
is
bag
back.
man is back on his bullshit.
You know what? KT has been like thrown around as this bag man, and he is. Nick, you're already laughing, and I don't know why. It's pissing me off. But KT just knows everyone. This man knows everyone. What are you guys laughing at?
I just love Casey.
The tension.
I do too.
Yo, why are we
I just
so
love
angry?
the idea. I love the idea that KT's just like a pit bull who's been leashed up the past 7 years.
Yes.
And now he gets
The
to
bag
roam
man
the
is
yard
back.
again.
The bag man is back.
Back for you. Back for you. Back for you. Back
He's
for you.
just
He's just writing hot checks to recruits to transfer guys. Don't cash that for a couple weeks. We got to move some funds around.
Zach,
Bill's
we're
like, you're
knocking a
out of
couple-
control. I didn't approve
don't even
any of
want
these
him.
payments.
We don't even want this guy. Just giving him money to guys we don't want.
Someone
Jeff,
text
can-
Vernon
he's
and
got-
tell him to do another NIL email. We need another one. I just wrote a check. I can't cash, boys.
Zach, we're knocking a couple bucks off this year.
Yeah. Sorry, Zach.
Sorry, Zach. All right.
How does
My
that work,
favorite
by the
part
way?
Oh, go ahead.
How do NIL deals work? Like, are they contracts, or can you go back if you're the school and adjust them at any time and be like, you know what? I know we said 750, but we're gonna have to change that to 600. We're moving some money around, and
I think it's annual.
it is.
Well, I don't know. Everyone's different. I think that they're all contracts, like literally contracts. Like you book it the way you book it, and then there has been, and I'm not an expert on this, but I know that there have been commitments of certain things that are non-contractual that are not getting paid, and people leave, and that's why agents are getting more involved, because agents are walking in and saying, you want to ensure that you're paid? Let me help you make sure that you're paid. And I think people are getting smarter about the way that what they agree to and putting it all in writing.
They have
I
to.
just saw a comment. Bill, hey, KT, what's this money you used on OnlyFans?
Is he a Wayne?
Come on.
Shout out Foggy Thoughts, by the way.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
good shout
dude.
out. No, KT.
KT,
like,
you used
come on.
650,000 on OnlyFans last year. That's supposed to go towards recruits, but
Golly, that is generous.
Maybe it did.
650.
Maybe you did. And honestly,
you know,
come
private
on.
DMs.
KT's
you know,
likes
the
were
money can get up
tasteful.
there.
It was refreshing. All right? Tasteful and
I'm not
refreshing.
shaming him. It's just a matter of fact. The guy likes chicks. Like,
It's not. It's not.
what?
Relevant.
You guys? Did I just cross the line?
Not relevant.
Yeah, Nick, you crossed the line.
Hey, there's more on OnlyFans than that. I mean, there's IMG Academy 3-point shooting. Like, you just watch that, and you just, hey, I'm gonna give $6 a month to watch IMG Academy guys just shoot threes. You can do anything on OnlyFans.
From
Drop that link, Mac.
I know you're a high school recruit guy, Kevin. So let me
you
see
guys
what I
are
come up
out
with.
of control.
Threes in bio.
John Doe says KT is married. LMAO. So
Yeah,
John-
but it's 2024. There's a
Okay,
lot of
John-
ways to
yeah,
approach
there's
that.
2020. Exactly. Thank you.
not online.
Not-
And I
not
support it. It was tasteful, and he has been unleashed. We are in the KT era. All right, Here come the
I hope
Hawks.
so. We had this talk a couple weeks ago. Like, is KT suited for this era? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
Steve Luke said yes. He's 100% because he knows everybody.
He does.
I think I like the way
he
you
coached
I like the
Acuff's
way it's
dad.
I like the way it's phrased as this era because somebody earlier asked, like, are the days of getting the Ochais and the Franks and the Devontaes and developing them gone? And I
Yes.
would say yes for now. Because I don't think this era that we're currently in of transfer portal madness, NIL madness, this is not going to be a 20-year era. This is not how
this
college
might be the
basketball is
last
going to be for
one.
the next.
You might be right. I'm
Right.
with you there. I'm with you there.
So I think, and I don't know exactly what the next era is
Oh,
going to
shit.
be, but I think stuff's
Oh,
going to get
no.
reined in considerably to the
yeah,
point
it's
where, like,
collective bargaining. We're gonna get the whole thing. Like, it's gonna be a I mean, you can't do this forever. It's.
Are you telling me it's the KT or KT's on not fraud wash, but is the hot seat a year away for KT?
no.
at
We
this
didn't
point?
even know we were
okay.
in the goal
Life's
before
made
they
it
were
this far.
gone.
Homeboys made it
Guys.
through a lot. He ain't
Yeah.
going.
If KU stood by him through everything over the past 7 years,
He ain't going nowhere.
they're not going to fire him ever for like some slight underperformance. And we don't even know that he is underperforming because this recruiting class.
He's on
He's
Acuff.
in the era.
He's on Acuff. He's the lead recruit.
It's because he knows
Well, I
his
don't-
dad. He knows
yeah.
everyone.
I'm telling you,
I'm
he's an
telling
IMG
you.
guy. This is what I like about I said IMG. That's the one thing I like about Acuff. Am I saying Acuff right?
Who cares?
I think so.
We don't know.
And by the way,
Really?
I think Curtis Townsend is the only guy from California who has an accent from Texas.
Oh
I've
yeah,
never
no,
heard
he just
anything like
hung
it.
around Bill Self too long. He just has a little draw now for no reason whatsoever. He just acts like if you listen to KT on the
Oh my
radio.
God, I never
before the
thought about
game,
this.
He sounds kind of like him. You know, he does.
Well,
Guys, do you guys remember like in 2016 that Western Kentucky was pursuing Curtis Townsend for their head coaching job? I think it was the same year they got Mitchell Robinson.
is that
And
when
it-
they
and
had
I thought it
Slick
was
Rick
shocking.
Stansberry,
I don't know.
who was
But I
a
just
bag
remember
dropper
seeing the
king
report.
himself?
Because ESPN does their annual like assistant coach rankings, and he was like number 2. And in the ranking, they were like, Western Kentucky reportedly has interest in. Can you imagine if Curtis Townsend would have went to Western Kentucky?
Might be like
That accent would have
Brian,
gotten stronger.
Brian Kelly in the press conference. My
My family.
It's my
Can
favorite.
we get into some of
Yeah.
the portal guys? Because I know
Yeah, what do
there's
you
a
wanna
lot to
know?
talk about there. Let's start with Rylan Griffen, sharpshooting wing from Alabama. You have reported, Mike, that KU's going to get this dude. Basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but that KU's going to get him, and it's going to happen rather soon. So, what do you know about Rylan Griffen?
The KT era is on life support. So is the Scoops era with Rylan Griffen. Again, easiest way to be wrong. No, I think Rylan Griffen, all signs point to go. I expect him to be a Jayhawk. You know, from the very beginning, was pretty quick on the draw of like, this guy, KU's really interested, and they've been pretty locked in on it the whole way. I predicted a week ago that he'd commit to KU. Through the VIP texts and what have you. We're getting here to the week. Every day I get people asking and getting worried. Every day that he's not committed for some reason is concerning. I'm telling you, let's get to the end of the week. If we get past this weekend, you can be concerned. I think Friday seems to be when some of these guys are pulling the trigger.
Have you become concerned? Have you grown concerned?
No. He's
So you're as confident as you were when
Yeah.
you first reported that he's a Jayhawk.
I'm more confident. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
Okay.
he's a Jayhawk. I expect Rylan Griffen to be a Jayhawk.
I'm gonna be honest. I love this dude's game, and I think he's
Me
a
too.
perfect fit for what KU needs.
Me too.
Like he's not, I don't think he's going to come in and average 18, 19 a game, but he is going to come in and knock down open threes. He's going to get to the rim. He seems like he's a willing passer, even though, like, if you look at his raw numbers, they wouldn't really indicate that, like, he's a distributor per se. But you go and watch the tape on him, like, drive, dump off to a big man. That seems like a perfect match with Hunter Dickinson.
Oh, this guy is an awesome fit. Also, he's got length in a way that will probably disrupt some like pick and pop passing. That's what I really like about what Key's bringing in, a lot of length on the perimeter. 3-and-D, doesn't need to be ball dominant. I think he's got a ton of potential. So, like, when we're talking about Labaron Philon or Rylan Griffen, like, this doesn't. Would anyone here rather have KU have Philon this year?
How many years do you get
Finally?
Griffin for? 2?
Call it one. I don't
Even if it's
care.
one, no, it's not. It's no question. It's no
Yeah.
question.
And-
Final Four
and I
guy
think-
with, what do you call it, Nick? He's got an absolute.
Yopper.
He's got a yopper. He's got a yopper. He's from my area. I saw him play in high school, and whenever he was
happening?
teammates with Case and Wallace, but he popped two. He popped two in high school, and he's just gotten better. That shot is beautiful, and he takes the deep, 23-footer on occasion. It's gonna be perfect. It's no question him over LeBaron. So, I'm done bitching.
And we're gonna get to AJ's store in a second here, but Rylan Griffen and Zeke Mayo would have been the 2 best shooters on KU, bar none, this past season.
There's several people who are new to this team who would have been the best shooters on this team.
Yep.
We can go 3 or 4 deep on this, Nick.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is like I don't think maybe Rylan's not as much of a like natural scorer as Zeke or even AJ Store, but he's everything you need. He is going to be an efficient shooter, an efficient offensive player. I don't care. Like people are going to start talking about like, well, who's your 4? Where's your length going to come from? Where's your defense? I don't care. I don't care. Alabama just went to the Final Four with Rylan Griffen on the roster, and they didn't play a lick of defense, but they got buckets. I want KU to bring buckets back in 2025. That's my only goal for this offseason.
Buckets are back.
Buckets are back. This guy is perfect, by the way. He's absolutely perfect for this team. I mean, we've talked about this. Everyone is 100% in agreement. Mike,
Yes.
make sure this happens. I know you're predicting it by the end of the week. That's what I hear.
Rylan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm predicting
Hey,
Rylan Griffen by the end of the week will play for Kansas.
I know that
All
we
signs.
talked about,
All signs. Points.
I know we talked about
this.
what we were going to talk about eventually, not this moment, but who the starting 5 is. Rylan theoretically would be coming off the bench.
Nope.
No, I don't like that theory. And
I
what
think
theory?
he's starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In what regard?
It's incredible.
I want to know
Yes,
You
he has
starting
to-
lineup?
how many people
No.
are starting.
because I still want to get to AJ Store and I want to get to other portal guys. So we'll circle
How
back
many
to that.
players can we start though? For just for curiosity.
Well, we can promise
At one
everybody they're
time?
starting.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys
Roy-
have come around on this idea. Hold on. We argued in the past, and I said, KU's going to tell people they're starting. Kevin, Nick, you weren't so sure
I've-
because of Connor Frankamp, which was KU managing him out.
I've come around on it in terms of I love it as a strategy for Bill. I love it from a humor point of view of just like everyone's starting. Flory, you're starting. Rakis, you're starting.
Jank.
Zach,
I've made this
hey
point.
Zach.
You
Hey,
don't
I've heard
have to start
I've
them every
heard that
game.
Zach challenged Hunter in
It's
practices.
30 games. You can have them start different games. He's not lying if you start like some games. You're a starter.
Platoon. Hey, they can platoon it like 2015
Platoon starter.
Kentucky.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I want to go back to you asked the question earlier about like, oh, would you trade Labaron for 1 year of Griffen. And to me, the more you start to stack up these transfers, not just like in terms of volume, but in terms of quality, like between Zeke and if you get Rylan, and if you already got AJ Store, I would trade Labaron for those three without question. And I would trade a second one.
You got 3 dudes out of nowhere.
Right.
And you're worried about some like top 30 freaking high school guy? This is what I'm saying.
It was in a bubble. It was in a bubble. In a bubble, I love that young man.
And then they get to come. They get actual
You love the
NCAA basketball experience. You don't see them against kids who are 12 years old, like 3 foot tall, like high school kids. You see them against real talent, and they average 15 points for a real team. And then we get to get them. That's so much better.
There's a good comment.
Point.
Summarize
What's
it,
the
Nick.
comment?
Oh, it's just in quotes. Wait, he told you you're starting?
You start
But
going
every
around.
year-
Hey,
But
Bill's not in the
I'm
locker
starting too.
They got their own group chat.
room. Hey,
The starters. It's 13
quick
guys.
show of hands. Quick show of hands. Will you raise your hand if coach promised you a starting spot? Everyone's hand goes up.
No, they're in. I love the group chat idea. All right, guys, gonna have a big year. Starters, tap in, and everyone's just like, "What up? What up? What up?" Like 13 dudes are like, "What's up?" Starter here. El
like,
Marco's the only one.
you
El
too?
Marco's the only one who's like, I was explicitly told I'm coming off the bench, and I was good with that.
Oh no, that's not nice.
I'm joking. He can start. Everybody can start.
Oh, Marco started plenty.
We're having fun.
He owes us some bench games. as far as
Yeah,
I
you started
concerned.
last year. That's what I meant. You
Got
started
to
last
start.
year.
Some.
Make a wish.
16 games. It's like a bunch. That's a bunch.
I just love the idea of the group chat and then just seeing the messages come in one after another. Jamari McDowell, what up? Zach Clements, gonna be a big year, boys. And they're like, wait a minute, you too, Zach? I thought you.
Yeah,
left.
everyone's just listing their personal goals. Zach's like, I got all Big 12 first team in my sights.
They just boot him out of the chat. He's getting booted immediately.
Dude.
Oh, no.
So yeah, we have come around on starting on everybody getting the promise. Yeah, we love
Yeah.
it.
Yes, it's
I
just
think
a
everyone
funny
gets
bit.
a promise.
Like eventually,
Yeah.
you get to start for somebody.
Okay,
Maybe
speaking
someone
of
has a bone
starters,
bruise. All right.
Oh,
AJ Store has already committed. Wisconsin wing. He likes to chuck a little bit, but he's a scorer. Like, you want to boil him down to like one thing, he's going to try to get buckets. A little inefficient, but he was on a bad Wisconsin team. Maybe you can rein that in. We talked about him a few weeks ago, and one of the red flags was I think this is going to be. Well, he played for 5 high schools. He's got maybe a few character concerns. I don't know if that's too strong.
7 schools
I'm
in 7
fully-
years.
I'm fully prepared for AJ Store to completely implode this team's chemistry, but I'm also prepared for like the 28% chance that he comes in and he's just a fucking rock star and KU has the best offense in the country. So I'm okay with it. If there's a little bit of risk, like you got to take a little risk every offseason. AJ Store is the risk if Zeke Mayo and Rylan Griffen are the safe bets.
If your risk averaged 19 points a game in the Big Ten and was second team all conference, like pretty good class, I think the risk might have been Riley Kugel. But I do. Store is a big bet, so it's a bit different.
But if the risk with Kugel is that he's not even going to play for this team, fine.
Well, now
you can
that's
fix
the
that
risk.
this offseason. You
Yeah.
can fix that. With Store, like someone in the comments just said, like, I feel like Store is going to drive Bill nuts. I agree. I do feel like he's going to drive Bill nuts, but that can still work. Like, there have been great success
comments,
stories
yeah.
with players
Lots
who
of
drive Bill crazy.
Yep.
It just might be a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
I hope.
Look,
I hope
give me
this
the dog.
dude has unshakable confidence. That's what you need in a transfer.
Bill
That
Self,
will not give a fuck if Bill Self crawls up his ass. Because that will happen. And I'm sorry, that was graphic. Kevin, I'm sorry.
Immediately,
But-
too. It will happen immediately.
Right. And he needs to not
champ.
care. Remy didn't care. In fact, Remy almost didn't play. Like that he just
That's how little he cared.
allegedly.
allegedly. No, Bill said he didn't know. I think that I just hope he has that mentality.
He does.
Right. It seems like it.
100%.
One of the highest shot volumes in the
Here's the thing.
in the
Here's the
country.
thing. Timeout. T.O. I'm going to take 30. Bill Self doesn't recruit a guy like that. He knows exactly what he's getting. Exactly what he's getting. He knows exactly who AJ Store is. Exactly. And he
Does he
goes,
know
you
him?
know what? You know what? No, but don't worry. KT does. KT knows everybody. So he's gonna show up and go, Coach, I like to shoot the ball 15 times a game. Coach can go, all right. Better make them. You can make them. You can make them. You can shoot 15 times a game. If you don't make them, I need you to play a lot of defense. And he's gonna, like you said, Scoopaloo, he's gonna crawl all the way up in there, like all the way up in there.
Yeah.
And he's gonna turn him into a better player. And you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen?
We're gonna be awesome.
No, AJ Store is going to turn into a Kansas basketball player by the end of the year. It's not going to happen. It's not. He's going to be in the doghouse. It's going to be all kinds of shit. His Bill Self's going to pull him. It's going to be all sorts. But at the end, when it matters, it's all going to be molded together.
I agree. And I
That's-
think it's important to prime the pump now, to not act surprised when there's like maybe some turmoil or some drama early in the season, or he goes in the doghouse, he's
It's for
coming
the
off the
best.
bench, everyone's like, what's going on? No,
for
we
the
knew this
best.
was going to happen.
Yeah, no,
it's
this is
all a part
baked
of
in.
the process.
It's baked in. Exactly. We've seen this so much. It's just it. And here's the best part about it. The best part about it. AJ Store, he's not a freshman. The freshman might leave if that happens. AJ Store is committed to try to go get a ring. So he's going to
And
eventually
get to the league. And he wants to get to the league.
He's gonna find a way to get on that court. This is what I'm saying, dudes.
How do
I
you
agree.
know?
And I think,
how do we?
and I think the other part of this too is like, if I could boil Bill Self's like player relationship philosophy down to like a few sentences, it would be he's the best at motherfucking you to death
Yeah.
and then putting his arm around you as you're walking off the court. I mean, like, I love you, bud. Like,
He's the best.
you know,
he's the
you're a
absolute
dog.
best at it.
I'm just trying to make an example out of you.
The absolute
Exactly. And like, that's how you get guys to like grow into some of the dudes who people are mentioning in the chat, like the Ochais and the Devontaes and the Franks. Like, he just knows how to push buttons. And those guys who are in their third or fourth year of college, like, they're already used to it, so they're
Hold
not
on.
thrown off.
Counterpoint: Nick Timberlake.
That was a single year.
He's not
No,
a real
that-
player. He's not a real
he
player.
Look at
didn't
those
have-
two guys.
I
They
know.
are not.
No,
they are not
it's
in the,
the
same
NBA
stratosphere.
carrot.
Are you
It's the
just-
NBA carrot.
Are you trying to say that Nick Timberlake and AJ Store? Are you trying to make that comparison right now?
They
no,
both
you
dunk
guys
on
were just
people's
like,
heads.
oh, he's older. No,
They both
no.
dunk
Look,
on people's heads.
If he gives a fuck, then he'll be in a better spot than Nick.
Are you saying Nick didn't give any? Like, didn't give any?
No, he probably gave some,
one.
but like I think he was there to have fun. And I enjoyed it. I had fun watching him. But like I don't know
Kansas
that
was
that
the
dude was grinding and correct. This was the end. This was his Kobe last year tour.
I'm going to score
Sorry.
60 on senior night.
Right.
This
right,
was
right.
his Kobe. It makes sense,
Kobe's
but God, is it
cool.
preposterous? I mean, it makes sense.
I know. I stopped like his last tour. Like he was just going
I know.
around, making the rounds. But yeah, Nick was all in on the wheel. Get ready to learn wheel, and he did. It was
Okay,
fun.
can-
all right.
Before we move on, can I? We talked about it. We did a little game. We did bag or no bag. I want to apologize to AJ Store. I was not familiar with your game. I thought I was, but I talked myself out of it. We gave out too many bags in that game, and I just got a little self-conscious, and I was like, he's the problem. We cannot give out this bag. That was a bad idea. I think we should have stuffed the bag a little bit more and then given it to him. I watched the 22-minute highlight of him twice.
That's timeout. The fact that he has 22 minutes of highlights is a good sign.
Yeah,
And
he's
they're all
athletic, huh?
And they're all what you think. They're all like, oh, nobody did that shit for us last year. It's perfect. Somebody else described it. I don't know if it was you, Mike, someone in the Discord. Somebody said he is the fuck you. We need a bucket. That's the guy.
Keith
That's the
Langford.
guy. Oh man. Langford is honestly like that is not a bad comparison.
It's Keith Langford. When shit just goes wrong, Keith Langford just go get a bucket.
That's a pretty good
not
one.
a sharpshooter, right? He's not a 40% 3-point shooter, but like 5 seconds left on the shot clock. That's who has the ball.
Did we just recruit Keith Langford? Is AJ Storr going to go overseas and make all the money for the next 20 years?
Israel max contract.
It's
Keith
not
Langford.
wrong.
That's who we have. The professional Keith Langford.
It's actually not crazy. AJ Storr may be like one of the best European players we'll see for the next 15 years.
I love this take. Can we get to some of the other guys? First, I want to touch on another player that KU might be closing in on or really interested in. But first, Riley Kugel update. We've already talked about him since he signed with Kansas, but sounding like
Didn't sign.
we may never actually see him.
Anything.
Committed. Sorry. I get confused with the commitment, verbal commitment, NLI. What's going on with Riley Kugel? Like, is he not going to be a Jayhawk, Mike?
I think it is more likely than not, greater than 50% chance he is not a Jayhawk, and I haven't heard any indication of that flipping. It's still a little early, I think, but like this is a VIP scoop, I'm just giving it out. For shout out the Could Be Wrongies. We need a better name. Kevin,
I
you'll
think we
work
call
on
it the
that.
Show It All Gang. But
Oh, you're right. Sorry. The Show It All
No,
Gang.
shout out to
go
Mike,
with
by
Could
the
Be
way.
Wrongies. Could Be Wrongies has got some staying power.
Mike put a promo for this episode in his newsletter today and got the name of his own podcast incorrect. He said,
I called
my
it the show."
podcast, The Could Be Wrong Show, which we've
You
never referred. No,
You
stop.
didn't want to just call it a podcast before we started, so I was trying to do you a solid.
Shut
and
up,
you came
because this
around
was hours
and you
before that.
shit on me.
No,
I was doing it.
the
let's
name
take
of the
this-
show has
let's-
always been.
All right. Could be wrong.
Underneath it should say show, and in front of Could Be Wrong it should say the.
All right, sorry,
Expanding.
Mike.
We're
Continue
expanding to
with Kugel.
YouTube Live. Yeah, I think it's going to be tough to get him in. Seems like a credit issue or something like that. I don't totally
What do you mean
know.
credit? Like school credits?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, like he was flunking all
What's
his
that even
classes?
I don't know.
No. Wait a minute.
I'm not like pushing on. I don't know. So I'm not going to venture to guess about someone's like academic status. Like I don't know the specifics of this.
What if he was just taking fine arts like classes, like only pottery and like ceramics, like
Okay, you
and
would
he just
let
had
him
no
right in.
core? And they're like, "Where's your core classes?" He's like, "I just did fine arts because that's what I like."
I'm not willing to accept this as a thing. That KU will be like, timeout. We can't accept you because Florida credits are not transferring well to Kansas.
Maybe stop going to school. Like I don't know.
I don't care. No, that
KU and all right. If KU really wanted to Riley
Bill
Kugel,
Self
they'd make it
wanted
work,
to
right?
do-
They'd make it
It would
work.
happen.
They'd figure it out.
They would figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe he could take some Maymester credits. Like, there's got to be a way.
I just want to say for what it's worth, if I can count Rylan Griffen, which I'm based in my head, I am
Count
as
him.
like one of the guys. Kugel was fourth on that list for me
Yes.
in terms of dudes I was excited about, in terms of dudes who I thought would have the biggest role, biggest impact. He was fourth by a significant margin. So if they lose him for whatever reason, I really don't think it moves the needle for like KU's ceiling.
I don't think KU is going to be too broken up about it. Because when is the last time you ever heard of a Kansas basketball player not getting in? There was one. No. Who was the dude whose SAT score jumped?
Oh, Deshaun Stevenson.
Yes.
Stevenson.
He
chosen one.
He took the
chosen one.
Took the SAT.
chosen one.
SAT.
Yeah.
Like got like a 12. They made him take it, or the ACT. They made him take it again, and he got like a perfect score. And they were like,
Some
why
people
don't you
don't
take it a
take
third
He got a
time?
34 the second time. He's like, well, I studied a little bit. You know, I took one of those books, got it at Barnes & Noble, and just kind of studied over the weekend.
And then he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to the league.
Got it.
College
I think-
is stupid.
Barnes and Noble.
I think KU is going to be really weary of bringing dudes in who aren't going to give a fuck. Show the minimum effort. Now bags are being thrown around.
Time out.
And I think they're
How about again?
just
We're running
gonna
out
have
of
a red
timeouts,
flag.
Mech.
Academic? About academics?
No,
Is that what you
no.
said?
No, but like he would have his shit in order if he wanted to be here.
Okay,
Matt
so
calling timeouts with a mouthful of almonds.
yeah, peanuts. I didn't eat dinner.
I want
So wait. Let me get this straight. Somebody goes to X school and hardly goes to class, but is really good at basketball, and wants to transfer to Kansas. Bill Self goes, sorry, you didn't go to your college
No,
math
exactly.
101. You can't come to our school.
Read
No,
between the lines.
This isn't North
between the
Carolina.
lines.
We have standards, okay? We don't just make shit up and
Yes,
print out
we
a report
do.
card and call it your grades.
Said we do. The KU basketball players don't go to any classes.
You know what?
Good comment.
Agree to disagree. I think they try hard. I think they
Are
do
they
their
going
own
to class?
homework.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry about
hold
this.
on.
But if KU wanted this guy, academics would not be the reason. he
Read
doesn't.
between the lines.
I hear
they
that.
can make it
Skip
work,
I'm telling you,
and it's
if they wanted him, he'd be here. If they don't,
Okay.
correct.
Okay, so this kind of ties into, I do have a rundown over here in the corner of my screen. Maybe next up is Javon Small. Obviously, if it's not Kugel, they shift their attention to him. He's super awesome and exciting, and I was all the way in before, that was well before the Rylan Griffen smoke. But are you worried at all? I mean, ironically, Small, like, are you worried that these 4-guard lineups, like Kugel was 6'5" and an NBA athlete. Javon Small is what, 6'1"?
6'3",
Oh,
allegedly.
6'3"?
Well, he's like a combo.
Kind of point guardy looking, wing
taller.
looking.
That's
Like,
what
I'm
it
just worried about, I'm like, all right, we really are going to go like full in on 4-guard lineups? I guess so.
Went
I wouldn't
to the
assume-
Final Four with Lagerald Vick and Svi, your 2 wings in
Sign
2018.
me.
Dude can shoot, by the way.
Yeah.
I think,
And I don't think Javon
this is gonna
Small's
be
a
tough
starter. I
recruitment.
don't think he's a starter. Javon Small's a backup.
that it's
He's
gonna be a
he's
tough
a backup
recruitment.
guard.
Everybody
Who's been
gets
promised
to
a
start.
starting
He doesn't know that though.
Everybody gets to start.
Oh, you don't think KU's going to get him, Mike?
Oh, well, I'm saying he doesn't know he's not a starter, so like keep it on the down low. I think it's going to be a tough recruitment. I think they're trying to get him in for a visit. He's taking multiple visits. Where I think KU's been locked in on guys real quick. I'm not sure that this is a lock in. I think this is a recruiting battle. If they can get him in for a visit, then I'm going to start thinking that KU got somewhere. So that's going to be the real indicator. So I'm waiting to hear that. I think they were trying to get him in this weekend. I haven't seen it yet, but that happens. Like,
Okay. Okay.
these
So
things
then,
need to get scheduled. So
okay. So let's just do some quick math then. So, okay. So Labaron's out.
not a big math
Let's assume Furphy's gone.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
assume you get Rylan Griffen. Let's assume Riley Kugel's gone. How many spots do you have available right now?
guy. 2.
Like,
2.
if not Javon Small, then who? What are the names that we need to be keeping an eye on then?
That doesn't. That's
Oh.
not happening. I don't think. Right?
Yeah.
Brea's
think
not
Kobe-
happening anymore.
I think that's going to be real tough. Yeah.
Dang
Kobe
it.
Brea from Dayton.
He shot 50% from 3.
I know.
Round it up.
Doesn't start there.
200 threes. Didn't start. I think he wants to start, and I think he's gonna I think he's able to pick up on the fact that he may not start here, no matter what he's told.
Even if we promise it,
He's like,
Bill Self is
well,
really
KJ
good at
won't be
promising
out.
people stuff. Like
He's like, wait,
really-
who else is coming? Oh, yeah, it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me. I'm not starting there.
Look
Oh,
at
okay, then. But you know what? I kind of like this because I think this is a good transition into our next topic. If you get Rylan Griffen and guys like Kobe Brea and Javon Small are like, I'm not sure about Kansas. Like, how much am I going to play? It's because they know what I think I know, which is that once you get Rylan Griffen, your starting 5 is set. It is set. It is done.
Tell me again
we get
who
in
the
this-
starting 5 is.
Okay, let's do this. We're going to do some starting 5 predictions, and I feel supremely confident about mine.
Oh, wow.
Should we write ours all down? Like, what? How do you want to do this? How do we avoid
Mine's
groupthink? Well, mine's locked too.
okay. Write yours down, while
I have to find it.
write yours down.
Can I type it?
Because even with, and I'll vamp here for a little
Type
bit,
it in the
because
comments.
even with 2 scholarships available, I'm now assuming that those 2 scholarships are going to be used for depth, whether that's a late high school guy. You know what? I love Mech's idea from a few weeks ago, which is international guys. Give me 2 Euros. Give me 2 Euros that nobody's heard of, except for like Larry Brown and Fran Fraschilla, and bring them in to come off the bench and just like knock down threes. Just 2 lanky white guys who can knock down threes, because I don't think you need to be recruiting starters anymore. You
Can
need
I-
roles.
Can I call my shot? Just something funny before the lineup on that note, where I think the 12th guy, right, they can go to 13. They're going after names. Kobe Brea, Javon Small. Like, again, that dude is good. I think the 13th guy, or whenever KU gets that, if they want like someone to be in the system and be a depth guy, the fan base is gonna melt. I'm just calling it fan base meltdown. I love you, Discord, but like, I don't know who it is. There's gonna be some random name, and people are gonna be like, "What the? We lost Philon for that guy?" Like, that's gonna happen.
But that's the cost of doing business, right? You need a couple guys. You really do. You need a couple
No,
of
it'd be
guys
funny.
who know they're not starting, who do not have delusions of grandeur and are going to be pissed off after 1 month because they're getting 4 minutes a game. Like, you need guys to know their role. Is everybody ready? Because I want to unleash this. I want to give my
I just put
prediction.
mine in the comments. Like I couldn't write anything.
Oh,
That's how I.
Marco.
That's fine.
That's fine.
So my starting 5: DeJuan Harris, Zeke Mayo. I'll go with Rylan Griffen, AJ Storr, Hunter Dickinson. No KJ in the starting lineup.
You're wrong.
That's my
Wrong.
prediction. And then my bench, and
Wrong.
if like I'm just going through the rotation here.
Wrong.
My rotation of the guys coming off the bench, I've got Elmarco Jackson, KJ Adams, Flory Badunga, Rakis Pat. There's 9. You don't even need to go past 9 because you're never going to play more than 9 in a game unless it's a blowout early in the season. There's your 9. There is your top 9. Your roster is perfect. That is the best top 9 in the country, bar none.
So you think we're done, pretty much?
With
We're done with
players
guys that matter. Yeah.
Yes.
So can I? Because mine is almost the same as Nick's.
Javon Small
It's
is like on the board here still. Don't erase him yet.
Can you give me a percentage of chance that
God.
KU lands Javon Small? Is it, 25%?
I just don't know. I think I haven't heard of like other names popping up yet. So I think he's like squarely on the radar. KU's in play until I'm told otherwise. I'm just saying it's going to be a tough. It's not a done deal. Sorry, Kevin.
All right.
You wanted.
All right. You heard it there first. I mean, 85% from Mike. Just kidding.
The Hawks
You're just
are
now
in
joining
this
us.
game.
I'm kidding.
KU is in this recruitment.
I love it. That would change. That would probably change what's on my paper here. But Nick, I agree. I'm gonna say it. I have Juan, Rylan, AJ Store, KJ, Hunter,
Whoa.
and next to KJ I have parentheses, and they say it's actually Zeke. He's gonna be out there for the tip off. KJ's gonna be out there for the tip off.
Actually, Zeke.
But Zeke is going to be the 2.
Who's
AJ's
going
going
to
to
play
slide
more
up to the
minutes,
4.
KJ or Zeke? Right now, Kevin, who's going to play more minutes per game for the season, KJ or Zeke?
Mr. Mayonnaise, Zeke.
Okay. You named it.
Oh yeah.
What is
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like a 25 to 20?
100% disagree with you.
Well, time will tell. You were right on the high
Okay,
school
Matt
player
Tate.
thing. But I think yeah, you're gonna have starters, but he's gonna come out. He's gonna come out. He's gonna run hard, maybe do a couple dunkies,
dare
and then they're
you.
gonna be like, all right, let's get a pretty offense going, pretty half court offense. How about we get that beautiful shooter in? We're gonna slide AJ Store to the 4. He's gonna wreck, and Griffin will be out there. Juan, Hunter, that never was changing. That's your real lineup, but it's different from the dudes that are out there at tip off.
Fuck you, Mike.
What? I think Kevin's ability to talk right through that was awesome. What?
I blacked out. I don't know what happened.
What did you not like?
No, I don't. I'm not even going to say it out loud because it's just mean. You're just a mean man.
Oh, if someone says time will tell a lot, I just made a joke about it. That's
You
all.
called me Matt Tate.
No, that was actually about Kevin. That was at Kevin. Because he
Oh, you
said
called
time will
him
tell.
Matt Tate.
Matt says
Is that
time
what-
will tell. It's not even a bad thing. It's just
I thought it was because of my KJ take that you were saying.
Oh no.
right.
No.
I didn't know that was a Tateism.
I think
Okay,
in
now
this
I'm
regard.
curious. Am I going to be the only one that doesn't have KJ in the starting 5?
yeah, to start the year.
KJ is going to start.
I'm with Kevin.
Sorry,
Okay, I don't
KJ's
care about
gonna
November 1st. I care about
start.
March
What are we
1st.
saying? Okay, are you talking about
To start
March?
the year, KJ will start.
KJ will start 100% to start the year. What I will bet. Name your dollar figure right now. I will bet it. Name it.
Okay,
Whatever
Mike, you
wanna
have
bet,
to
Nick, right now.
verbalize your chicken scratch. I can't read that.
It's
Hey,
upside
does
down.
anyone? First of all, does anyone want to take that bet? Does anyone want to take a bet right now that KJ is not going to start day 1 in
No.
October?
No,
No.
day 1, but like I don't care who starts against Middle Tennessee State. In
Okay,
November.
now timeout. Who's going to take the bet that KJ starts the first Big 12 game?
Nope.
I
mean,
don't
he
think
won't.
they'll abandon it that quickly. It doesn't take
The
much
first
to
Big
sub
12
them
game?
out in a few minutes.
I just want to make sure that we're on the same page here. That KJ is going to start.
I'm a happy Kansas fan because the team's going to be good.
Right, but that to me,
They're going to be
like,
good.
Mac, that's kind
guys.
of an irrelevant question. It's an irrelevant question because at the end of this season, we weren't talking about what went wrong and talking about like who started game 1. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
could not
matter who
agree
starts
more.
games.
I could not
game
agree
one.
more. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. That KJ is starting because KJ is starting. That does not mean that KJ is going to play 30 minutes. I'm fine with KJ playing 21 minutes.
I
But
do like
KJ
this
started.
take.
But okay, but Mac, do
remember
you
the
actually?
song? Remy, like I literally wrote the song about Remy Martin, and I said, under 16, we're down. Remy, check in. Some version of that. Like Remy, we needed Remy to start, but he didn't.
Vern's
But the
tweet
under
fried.
16, we're down. Vern's tweet fried. It was because he did. Under 16, we're down. Remy, check in. Like that's fine. That's fine. But he didn't start, and he's not going.
But
to.
I want to know. But Mac, I want to know. Do you think KJ? Like, do you personally believe that KJ is going to start all season?
I think there's a better chance than not that KJ starts all season.
I'd agree with that.
Okay.
KU posted a video of KJ's shooting.
Oh, don't do this. Get
Here he
out.
goes.
I wish I had a ball in here because
back
this
in a
is
minute.
where
I'm gonna go get
KJ's.
some
It was
Imagine
bad.
There's a ball right
it was
here.
bad.
This
We're
is where
talking KJ.
This is where KJ's hand is on a jumper. The ball's right here.
It's just the ball's on his fingertips, on 4 fingertips.
I love KJ, and everybody knows they walked away. Both Kevins have exited the chat.
Well, you two have been arguing about KJ. All right.
Okay, but you didn't give your starting 5. Mike, you didn't give your starting 5.
Juan, Rylan. Yeah. What are they doing?
That's how I shoot too.
What is Brady Morningstar doing? I'm blaming Brady. Where's Joe Dooley? Like, come on.
No, Mike, what's your starting 5?
It's Juan, Rylan, Store, KJ, Hunter. No, we're done. Dewan, Rylan Griffen, AJ Store, KJ, Hunter. I do have KJ in there. I think his minutes will be way fewer than they were last year. He probably starts. What gets interesting is if KU is able to land another high-quality player with this spot, Javon Small, and you got him and Zeke, fighting for a spot, like...
Wait, timeout. Do you think do you think Javon Small and Zeke are roughly close in
terms of skill?
Translate to
Do you know? Wait, Mech. Do you know anything about Javon? It's cool if not. I want to.
Yeah, no, I do. He was very good in his first stop, which I can't place the name. He was averaging 15 points, pretty solid.
East Carolina.
Carolina.
Well, that was, yeah.
And then
with Joe Dooley,
at Oklahoma State, he was solid. Shot the ball a little better than he did at Carolina, and
he's
overall averaged 15 points, something like that.
87% free throw.
I understand the free throw shooting, but 37% from 3, something like that. I'm going off memory here, but is that about right?
That's pretty good, yeah.
I get it, but Zeke was pretty good too. First team all league.
League player of the year.
Is Summit League? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, not an association. That's a league.
That's a real league, not an association.
Take that, Nick Timberlake.
Is the Summit League player of the year better than third team Big 12?
On the worst team in the conference?
On the worst team
We
in the
just
conference?
don't know. It's about fit with the Hawks.
Yeah.
It's tough to compare.
This is what I'm curious
What
about.
I would say is Zeke his game seems more malleable. Like it can fit with different pieces in a way where like Javon needs the ball. Javon needs the ball.
What are the
Go
chances
watch his
we get
highlights. He is fucking pounding the
His
ball
team
into the
sucked,
hardwood.
though.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's why it's hard to compare. Because did he not
Yeah.
catch and shoot and spot up at a crazy rate too?
Crazy rate. Yeah, I'll find
So
it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to compare because 15 points a game in the Big 12. I don't care if they were getting their backs blown out every freaking night. 15 points in the Big 12 is a lot. That's good. He's good.
So,
I agree.
A lot
I
better. Okay. Unguarded jump shots in the 99th percentile. Unguarded threes, open threes. This dude can shoot. I think he's an elite shooter.
No, I know. I'm not trying to say like I don't like his game, but we're getting into tooth and nail
God, we rule.
comparing him to Zeke Mayo.
I'm all in on
right?
this
And
guy.
who's going to play more?
timeout.
I am
TF.
too. I hope they grab him.
You sure this is your final timeout?
Zeke is a
Team up.
Kansas guy, right? Lawrence guy. Love this about him. The kind of guy who wants to come to Kansas so bad that he would be willing to come off the bench. So bad that he wants to get that. He wants to cut a net with a Kansas uniform on the front of his jersey.
No,
But here's what I want to know about guys like Javon
Small.
Small. Are you good? Are you good with coming to Kansas and averaging 9 points a game?
I'm not sure. That I just have a hard time believing it.
Then he's not coming to Kansas.
He's gonna get paid though.
Okay, couldn't he go to Notre Dame and get about
Ole
the same
Miss.
amount and average 14, 15, 16 points a game?
Probably.
If I'm Javon Small, I'm saying I average 15 a game on a shit team. I'm going to go to a good team and average 19 a game. Not go to a good team and average 9.
Yes.
Then he's thinking about it wrong.
Could be.
He's not going to come to Kansas.
You could be wrong.
Scoop a loop. Give me your percentage chance that Javon Small is a Kansas Jayhawk next year.
I don't have a good read, man. I really
That's what
don't.
I do to him. I do it all.
I don't have a good read. We're in there.
And they're like
One
I'm
last
swimming.
thing
working
on
through I'm working through chatter. I can't. What
One
was that?
last thing on the KJ stuff. I have said this a million times, but like KJ was never supposed to be a starter at Kansas. He has admitted this. He was
here we
not
go
a
with this
starter
take.
because it was stiff competition and he just beat everybody out. He started because in his sophomore year, it was him versus Ernest Uday versus Zach Clements. And both of those other two guys sucked ass. So they're like, we'll throw KJ in because at least he's everywhere he needs to be. He moves the ball. He plays hard. He hustles. That's going to get you a lot of brownie points with Bill Self. Fast forward to last year, there was literally zero competition for him. Zero. There was not one single guy who you could even throw out there as someone who was challenging him for minutes. That is not going to be the case this year. So I'm not saying that like there's a 0% chance KJ is starting. I'm saying that like I'm no longer buying into the idea that, oh, he's just got to start because he's been starting. It's kind of a weird situation. Like the one example we found of a guy who went from a starter to non-starter was Brady Morningstar, and it's the exact same scenario. He only started because there was nobody really pushing him for minutes, and the second someone did, back to the bench. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with KJ. And I would even go as far as to say that like when they had exit meetings, it was discussed. Bill Self said, we love you. We want you here. We need you here. But come on, you saw it. It didn't work. It doesn't work with you and Hunter. You're going to play a lot. You're going to be a leader on this team. You're just not a starter.
Are you talking
still
about
going to play a
KJ
massive
Lawson,
role?
Mr. Jayhawk? The Mr. Jayhawk Kevin Lawson, KJ Lawson? Is that who you're talking about? The one who literally won the Mr. Jayhawk?
Did I say KJ Lawson or are you saying KJ Lawson?
He's talking about KJ Adams.
I said KJ Adams. Why did I say KJ Lawson? Sorry, that might have been the KJ Adams.
Hey, wait, Nick. You are, if you're right, you could be right, and that sounds good. That makes a lot of sense. That's something the best coach in the game should arrive at, and he may. That would be awesome. That's kind of what a lot of people are rooting for. I think John F. said KJ starting will all come down to if we are winning. So if they roll him out to start the year, and we know this team is deep and stupid talented, and he's starting, but he's playing like 18 to 20 minutes a game, why fix what's not broken? I mean, they'll just start him, and 3-4 minutes in, roll in Zeke, do that lineup. They'll play the bulk of the minutes, and it may not change if they're just blowing people out and winning games.
Mr.
I agree.
KJ Adams. Excuse me. KJ Adams.
I was like, they gave that award to
that.
KJ Lawson too? Were they trying to get him back for a bench role? What was that about?
It didn't make sense. KJ Lawson?
Don't read a lot into it. There's a lot of KJ.
You know,
My gears were turning.
it does come down to performance. And hey, don't bet against El Marco in year 2.
Oh, come on. Oh, here we go.
Zach Clements, most improved player.
Okay. We haven't talked about Flory. We haven't talked about Flory. We haven't talked about Clements at all.
What do you got for us?
Well, I'm just curious. Do you think both these guys are going to play a role?
Flory definitely will.
Flory will.
Yeah, they'll play a role.
I am shocked they haven't run Zach Clements' ass out of Lawrence
Most
yet.
improved Jayhawk.
Utterly stunned that dude still has a placard above a locker inside Allen Field.
Have you watched
what
Flory?
is going on?
Hey, Kevin. This is right where I'm back. I love Flory.
Hey, why won't any? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I saw. Okay, now I'm mad.
We're on the same page.
Now I'm mad.
We're on the same page.
I saw a tweet from that Evan Maya guy. He actually DM'd it to me because we're tight.
Sorry.
He tweeted out that KU is one of 7 schools in Division I that hasn't had one player enter the transfer portal, which is like, okay, well, you had a recruit who left. You might have had another transfer guy who's now going to leave. But not one guy from last year's roster has decided, I want to keep playing college basketball, just not here. And I am searching for the reason as to why won't anyone leave?
Lingerers,
Zach,
man.
get
Lingerers.
out. Zach,
Lingers.
goodbye. I love you. I don't, but
The
goodbye.
Snicklefritz.
You don't
Take
know that.
Your
on.
butt and
Hold on.
trot on out of town.
You might love him. You don't know.
Hold on. No. At the end of this season, we talked about KU is not keeping guys. They're not developing them. KU lacked depth this year. Continuity will help create depth. And this is kind of what we asked for. Nick, this was your take. They're keeping everyone.
You love him.
This was your take.
You're a big
Was it
Zach
not?
Clemens guy at the
Oh.
end of the day,
I
Zach.
reserve the right to flip-flop as many times as I need to.
We flip a lot.
I want to recruit. Okay, here's the thing. I want to develop guys that I like.
Lingers.
I want to
killing
develop guys that I'm a fan of.
What?
So like
Yeah,
Marco,
this is bullshit.
stay.
This is such bull. You just like developing guards. You don't like developing big white guys. Like that's it, right?
I don't like developing guys who I don't think have potential.
You wanted Cole to run out of
You
town.
won most improved player.
He won that?
won
Wait. Jeez.
Most improved player.
What if his value add? What if his value add is off the court, guys? You're not thinking about this. Like, there's new guys coming in, there's transfers coming in, and they're like, Zach, what do we do on Thursday? And he's like, Luis's. Like, I'll show you around. I'll show you around. Schooners, like you guys don't know the lay of the land. It's all off the court stuff. He might be the team captain.
Zach is not going to Luis's. Did y'all see the tweet or someone posted on
It's been a
on the
while.
KU like class of 2025 story or whatever on Instagram? It was, does anyone know who this is? And it was like a picture of like a Sunday morning or something of someone's credit card. And it was
Yes, I
Zach,
saw that.
Zach Clemens was the name. I think they were out having
It was
fun.
like a Commerce Bank debit card.
What if Clemens is the guy that KT
He's a vibes guy.
who like KT has become like a little older, just doesn't want to go out late. He just gives that power to Clemens. And it's like you you got the debit card tonight. All right. You take him out. All right.
He
The debit
just
card.
feels like, and I get it, like I get all the counter arguments. Hey, you need a third big guy. Not many guys want to be the third big guy, so if he's willing to do it, why not? It's tough for me.
He's taking a
to
team-friendly
grapple
deal.
with the fact that he has
Team-friendly.
been an absolute waste of space.
What if
on
he's
this
only getting
roster
paid like $40,000?
I think-
for 2 seasons now.
What do you get,
3
like,
seasons,
40 grand?
excuse me.
He gets paid $40,000 to sit at the end of the
There
bench.
is,
I don't care about the money, Kevin.
I
It's
think
not
there's
my
more
money.
to Zach Clemens.
So I don't
than-
care how
than you
much
guys
they pay
know.
him.
Could be your money.
It's kind of my
Oh,
money.
to enlighten,
Do you not donate?
enlighten me.
You gotta
Enlighten
a
me
give.
on all
lot of
the
money to
stuff.
Zach Clemens.
A lot
give
of
a
people
little bit.
give, Nick.
I earmark only my NIL money for the end of the bench. That's when I send in my NIL money, I say I only want to pay the walk-ons.
This is for Jamari.
Hold on. I think it's fascinating that KU hasn't had a guy enter the portal. When
insane.
the biggest complaint at the end of this year was like, we can't develop anyone. Well, here they are. You're getting everything this year. Like, as a KU fan, you're getting a couple freshmen. You're getting like a lot of guys back to develop. And you know what? Like, I think there's
No.
going to be a little more to Zach than you know.
Oh,
I love this
absolutely.
take.
Not his game.
A little
Not
more
his
to
game.
Zach
on
than
that
you
No,
take.
know.
no. I think
He
it's
is
his,
going into his 4th year
There's-
of college. 4th year. Hey, remind me, where did he commit to when
There's a
he
little more to that
transferred
than you
last
know.
year?
I think
it
it
a
was.
big program?
I think it was
Santa
Duke,
Barbara.
right?
There's a little more.
Oh
to
yeah,
Zach
was it one of the
than
Blue
you know.
Bloods or
No,
was
the
it
G
UC
League.
Santa Barbara?
The
Hey,
Ocean.
hey,
This
first-
guy,
first-
this guy
time out.
is going
Smart,
to be a
first of all.
senior.
UC Santa Barbara.
Don't develop. There's no
Have you been
potential
to
there.
UC Santa Barbara? Have you been to
I
Santa
have.
Barbara?
It's pretty chill.
Awesome.
It was a lifestyle decision. It was not a basketball
Awesome.
decision.
He's a vibes guy.
UC Santa Barbara is legit. If all things equal, I would go to UC Santa Barbara over Kansas. Like all things equal, if you're gonna give me like $100,000,
If they were one of the most tradition-rich basketball programs in
What
the
a
history
horrible,
of this planet,
horrible,
you would go to
horrible
UC Santa Barbara.
hey,
Yeah, and
I'm
if
gonna
all
start-
things are equal,
Fuck
if
you.
all things are
Fuck
equal,
that
does
take.
Kansas also
I'm
have
gonna
an
start-
ocean next to campus?
if I'm gonna start at UC Santa Barbara, or if I'm gonna never play at Kansas,
UC Santa Barbara doesn't have the hawk. Doesn't have the
Hey,
boom
but guess
boom
what,
room.
Kevin? Hey,
They
Matt,
got-
You're just another
making
guy
my point.
there.
You're making my point. Go
UC
start
Santa Barbara.
at Santa Barbara. I'm
Santa
a
Barbara.
fan of that idea. Go start at Santa Barbara.
But the thing is,
That's what I'm
didn't,
advocating for.
and that's how much he cares. He chose Kansas over that.
No.
Mr.
That's how
Jayhawk.
much he
Zach
loves
Clemens.
being a fucking Kansas basketball player. That's it. That's all there is to it. He loves being a 7-foot white guy in Lawrence,
not
Kansas,
7 foot.
because there are some perks that come with that.
What if?
You're saying
Bye.
What are his
saying
perks? What are the
he
perks?
cleans up? Is that what you're saying?
What if he's really good?
Hmm.
I hope he's
Hmm.
so
Bucks?
Hey, when you guys were in Kansas, did you ever meet any chicks who bragged about fucking basketball players? Because I did.
Whoa!
I did too, but first of
Whoa.
all,
I did too.
I did,
Whoa.
everyone has. Everyone
You
met
did too.
those-
What?
too.
You whatted to?
Everyone who met those people.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going another
No,
way.
I
there.
haven't. No, personally.
Everyone loves the basketball players. I love the
That's
basketball.
like personal experience, but I will say he's not 7 foot. Second of all, he's the most improved player on the team,
All right.
and there's something to be said about the most improved player on the team. When you think about it, if you think about it, if you just think about it.
You can't ignore it, and you do have to think about it, and I guess that's what you're saying.
It is a little concerning though that guys aren't like getting good offers to go somewhere else. Like, do they? I don't know if they want to stay or it's like they haven't been tampered. And why haven't they been tampered?
Oh, this is actually a good idea.
I love
Do you
it.
think this is a good concept? I love this, Mike. Do you think there are guys who are afraid to enter the portal?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
They're afraid to put their name out there and just be like,
Oh yeah.
nobody fucking wants me."
100. No, they
Which
already
is
know.
sad because 99% of players are like, "I love the portal." Coach is
No.
fawning over me, and then Zach Clemens puts his name in, and everyone's like, "We're good." No.
It could be that. I mean, it could be that they're like telling their people, "Hey, put some feelers out there," and they're like, "We did. Nobody's feeling you." But it could just be.
KU really want you back.
It
We
could
should
just be.
consider it.
It could be that they're just like, you know what, this rocks. Like, this is awesome. Maybe I'm gonna be like the 9th guy. Maybe I'll be the 6th guy. There's like a point-something% chance I'll be in
Last
the
year,
lineup.
everyone sucked.
Yeah. Like last year, that team, like nobody saw that coming. Like, anybody, please have a pulse. You can break into the lineup.
Guys,
So
that's
maybe it's
bad.
just like it's so good. It's so good there. It's like a destination, like we've
Have
talked
you
about.
seen the locker
And they're just
room?
like, you know what? I'm not gonna rock the boat on a good
Do
thing.
you see where they live?
Like the mansion.
Yeah.
The mansion. Do you see what they get? It's awesome.
They're hanging out with
And-
Hunter,
Yeah.
Sketch. They're going to Vegas for MMA fights. By the way, that just happened.
But Kevin,
how mad are you
that's
about this?
kind of my issue. Is maybe things are too awesome at Kansas.
Which Kevin?
I need some guys who want to be there because they want to rock shit inside Allen Fieldhouse. I need some guys who maybe aren't super obsessed with like McCarthy Hall and like bringing chicks home from the Hawk. I want some
Can they do
guys.
both?
Yes,
I'm
but that
with
has
the
to be
comment-
third on your list of priorities.
I'm with the comment Steve Allette, who says it's really hard to move away from schooners from Louise's, which I 100% agree with.
a lot of beer. It's
You
a
can't
lot
get
of
that
beer.
anywhere.
They're so beautiful and they're so heavy when you
How
get
much
them.
are
so
they? Like
cold.
$5? Yeah,
They're so cold.
freezing.
What were they? Were they $3.50? Were they $3 when we were
They were
there?
free.
They were
Did
cheap.
you guys ever get the wristband? Was that
Yeah.
before your time?
Yeah.
At
The
Luis's?
Luis's
No,
lips.
they do stamp. I think they do stamps now.
Yeah, well, there was a time when they did a wristband. Someone out there understands what I'm talking about. Yeah, no, I get it. If I was
I don't remember.
end of the bench player at Kansas, end of the bench player at Kansas is a pretty good gig. It's a pretty good gig.
Wait, Foggy, are they back on? I'm reading the comments. He's
Zach
talking
is
some
dating
relation.
Molly M. He's a Kansas guy. Who's Molly M?
You don't know who Molly M is, bro?
You don't know Molly M?
I got it.
Bro.
I'm
You
gonna
need to
real
be-
honest with you. I don't
This
know
is
who Molly M
embarrassing
is.
for you.
Kevin, do you know who Molly M is?
I'm gonna Google it.
Molly M. Maybe somebody will help
This
us
is
out.
so weird. No, I know. Nick, do you know?
Wait, you know?
I'm guessing
Oh, yeah.
she's a hot college chick who goes to
No.
KU.
Hey, Scoopaloo.
McCarthy Hall.
Oh, wow. Double
On the
whammy.
volleyball
Rich
team,
family and
an
volleyball
athlete.
player.
Good news.
Zach?
I just
Welcome to your senior year, buddy. You're not going anywhere.
wait. You found somebody named Molly M?
No, the
No, it's-
comments. They said
No,
McCarthy
it's real.
family.
Because I just found someone named Molly
No.
M.
Well,
Who
that's
lives in
not.
Woods.
Molly M would.
She's a,
I just told you who it was.
she's a
Well,
She's a
but
lawyer
Mick
in
found
Florence.
somebody. Mick found somebody else. So
Kevin's
Yeah.
wasted.
we just connected.
Charlie
the dots.
McCarthy's sister Molly.
oh wow. Good for
Okay,
him.
so generational
Right,
wealth
that-
and
Good for him.
D1 volleyball
Okay,
player.
it's starting to the vision is beginning to crystallize for
Good
me.
him. Hey,
Zach is probably watching right now, and he's like, "You get the vision. You get it now."
Zach is paying KU to
Respect.
stay.
Yeah. I wouldn't leave either.
I wouldn't
frankly.
leave in a
Are you
heartbeat.
kidding? Of course
No
not.
chance. Hey, that thing I
Yeah.
said about Santa Barbara earlier, like I take it all back.
That was a horrible take. Worst take I've heard all day.
Yeah,
All
I
show.
hated that take. Frankly.
Bad
Wait,
take.
really? Have you been to Santa
Oh my
Barbara?
god. Yes, fuck you.
Santa Barbara.
That's,
Pretty cool.
that's my response. Yeah, it's nice, but like
Mike's
also
just ready.
don't you insult being a basketball player at KU.
Okay. Guys,
All right.
I want to end the
we have
podcast
a
with one
Twitter.
final topic. And
Oh.
Mike, this is specifically for you. When I say final topic, that means when we finish this topic, you can't be like, oh, one more thing. The Tim Fitzgerald, the football stadium.
Hold on, you can
Oh,
try.
what?
This
You
is the
talking about
last-
football stadium?
Don't do that to me.
I know Mech doesn't care about the football stadium.
No, I literally had I was at a bar tonight with the person who's the sponsor who was at the stadium and Allen Fieldhouse tonight, who is the construction sponsor for like she's in charge of all of it. She was telling me all kinds of stuff about hey Mike, we might want to talk about this offline.
No, now I'm interested. See, now you've hooked me.
Nope. You just said we're not interested in all that.
You're not really
Also,
pulling
I'm
the plug on it,
confused
are
by
you?
the-
Come on.
I'm confused by the word
on.
sponsor. The usage
Come
of the
on.
word sponsor.
I might have the term of art wrong, but that's what she does. She's like in charge.
Okay,
An architect?
what's the elevator pitch? What's like the most interesting nugget you got from tonight?
Are we good?
Million
good.
seat booth.
The good news is she said
I
we're
know.
on time for everything.
Yep.
We're on time.
So does that mean Tim Fitzgerald is the suck bag loser of the week?
Oh, 100%. But her biggest concern is that KU really wants to do the graduation walk down through the whole thing, like go through the Campanile and go down. She's like, it takes 4 days away from our construction, and that 4 days is very important to keep us on track. That's what she told me.
You can't make
But
up that.
KU is 100% committed to the Campanile walkthrough thing because that class was the COVID class. And
Who
they
gives a
really
shit about the football stadium? Let them walk through and have them go somewhere else. The football stadium is bulldozed.
That's what I said.
Most kids, like myself, walk through the Campanile and then peel
Leave.
off. And
Bail.
then,
Yeah,
the
you bail.
bus. Yes.
Get the F out of there.
Who is not telling the KU administration this? Are they in fantasy land because
what I said.
they get to give the speech because KU won't ever bring in some guest speaker who's
I
cool?
said the same thing.
I'm still pissed that that ceremony is worthless. Sorry. The
Yes,
hill
I
is
agree.
sweet.
It's the worst part. Yeah, that's the only part that you need to do. You don't need to go sit in Memorial
talking
Stadium
about-
for an hour just sweating your ass off in the gown.
It
Right.
was hot. She was talking about all the high dollar seating areas, Mike, which you might be interested in, but no one else will be interested in.
So
Sounds like me.
So Tim Fitzgerald, suckbag loser of the week.
It's been
Why?
awarded.
Why? Explain. Why?
Have you
Mike
been on
can
Twitter
probably
this
give
week?
Do I don't like? Are you talking to me?
It's a yes or no question. Yeah.
Like a little bit? I don't know.
Like Fitz went wild with some like.
Oh, Goff tweeted at him. Yes, I did
Yeah.
see this.
Yeah.
There we go.
Goff tweeted for the folks at home who are not paying attention or not hashtag online. Travis Goff, our athletics director, is engaging a I don't know what do you want to call him?
The problem is like
K-State
he was
beat
inaccurate.
K-State.
This
K-State. He's not a beat writer. He's a
propagandist.
No, he's a beat writer, but I'm starting to think maybe Mike should tap in here and give a better explanation.
Yeah,
of what's
I've
going
tried
on.
to ignore it because it's ridiculous. He's saying that KU is using taxpayer money and that the Gateway project won't be done and that the real money, the tax money, was for the Gateway project, not the stadium. Now it's just the stadium. The whole thing is not accurate. KU's been pretty clear about this the whole time. In the tax argument, I think is pretty disingenuous. So, like someone had told me the last time I cared about this, it was like, if anything, like a tenth of a cent from a Kansan. Like it's really minuscule. And also, like, who gives a shit? I don't think it's that genuine. He's making it sound like the stadium is being built with entirely on the backs of Kansan's dollar, and that is just
Love
not
that.
the case.
first of all.
Well,
And-
he's also saying that the Gateway project is on pause.
Yeah, no, the KU's been very clear. We talked about Franken Stadium before, right, Nick? You've heard me talk
Yes.
about this.
Yes.
He just learned about this. And so he's trying to say it changed. KU has been very transparent. There have been pictures of a half-built stadium renderings, like the whole time. My understanding is that nothing has changed. That's it.
Okay.
And I think he's trying to say it's now on hold. It is the same as it's been. Phase 2 is not being built immediately.
I don't give a crap about all this. What you're talking about.
All right.
What I'm more
Is this the
interested
last
in is two things.
topic?
One thing. Well, real quick.
Is
How do
Goff
we
too
feel
online?
about Travis Goff talking to what Foggy Thoughts just mentioned in the chat as Fitz is a KSU anon guy? How do we feel about
I love
hashtag online Travis Goff engaging
I don't.
K-State, whatever Fitz is, it's I won't say it.
I didn't love it. And it's not just because you're right. Technically, I think Fitz is a KSU beat writer. But the reason why I think
It's Patterson.
you weren't landing on beat writer and why this is actually relevant part of the convo is that
He's not a
he
beat
doesn't act as a normal beat writer would. Like
not a beat writer. He's not a beat writer. He's not a beat writer. He's
you want to call him a blogger?
no. He's a he's a truther. He's a whatever. He's a K-State like sack. I don't. What do we want to call him? I mean, I got nothing against him, but he's not. He's there to write shit that
he's
people are gonna
very
read from K-State, like the K-State want to read.
He is pandering. He panders to his
Pander.
audience like a radio host.
100%. And I don't blame him for that. Good on him. This is why I don't love the T Goff thing. This is what Nick, I think you're right.
Yes, so I get what you're saying. He panders to his audience in a way that like a local radio host would, therefore, which is fine, but you can't do both. You don't get to be both. You don't get to be the panderer, low-hanging fruit, let me just throw some chum in the water and get everybody riled up, and then also try to play like journalistic integrity, all that bullshit. One or the other.
Correct.
You don't get to
Correct.
have it both ways. You don't get to be a fanboy when you want to be a fanboy and then be a journalist when you think it's time to be. Like it's one, you have to play it one way. And
Click,
so
click.
to your point, Mech, I don't think Goff has much to gain by like clapping back at him or doing like an exclusive interview with him because He's talking to people who don't give a fuck about KU anyway. Fitz. He talks to K-State fans. Why should Travis Goff give a fuck what K-State fans think about him? Or what
even
KU
if he's just bullshitting, even if Fitz is just throwing facts, truth to the wind. Go ahead, Scuba Loop. You ready?
No. Finish your even if. My God.
Even if that's all true, we had an athletics director who was a little too online before and who engaged a little too much. And I did not like it at all. In what regard? I didn't like it at all. Goff has done everything almost like perfect since he's been here. I have almost like 99.9% he's done right.
He's nailed all the important stuff.
I don't like that he is doing this.
Okay. If you're going to be proactive, if you're tired of someone you
What
believe
is
putting out
proactive?
false... Hold on. I'm asking. Let me ask. If he is tired of someone talking shit on him and saying things that he believes are inaccurate, you got to go... Do you think he should have gone all the way in? It was like 2.5. Like, I'm going to talk shit but not be unfriendly. Because it's probably it was probably the political like clapback. Do you want him to go like full? I'm not gonna say it.
Like call him a
Politician.
bitch or something.
It's,
This is
it is
bullshit. Go
unbecoming.
fuck
It's
yourself.
beneath him. It's unbecoming and beneath him at the end of the day.
I wonder if it was causing them political or fundraising issues.
If that's the case, then it's all a house of fucking cards. If literally
it is.
Fitz can put out some tweet that gets something going that creates a like political issue, then it's not real. Like then we've got a real issue.
I was like, KU's been acting a little odd. I've heard a couple. They're a little defensive right now.
And if they are
About what?
defensive, then that's
Couple
already
things.
a problem. But and maybe there's more to the story there. That honestly, Scoopaloop, I'm willing to admit, I'm willing to allow for that being the case, because then I understand it a little bit more. Like if there's more to the story, where there's like something brewing, and he feels like he has to go throw a talking point out there to like challenge that, then I'm actually a little bit more on board with what he did. But just all things equal, I think it was stupid.
I'll say I
agree.
responded to the
I
tweet.
agree.
Hold on. Sorry, Nick. I quote tweeted it and then I deleted my quote tweet because I didn't want to draw attention to it.
You delete
Nick,
tweets?
did that
I
just
don't
piss
think-
you? I just did. I was like, I don't want to draw attention
No.
to this. Nothing good is coming from this. So I deleted it. And then he did it. And I was like, oh.
No, I think I agree with Kevin mostly to the point of
Yeah.
that guy, Fitz, is talking to a bunch of K-State fans, unless it's affecting your bottom dollar, which I have a really hard time believing that it is. That like KU's bottom line and fundraising. And maybe you're right. I don't know if you're hinting or you're just speculating.
Oh, no.
But if it is,
pure
then I
speculation.
If it is, then I understand. If it's not, then it's like, what do you have to gain? What do you have to gain by going and doing an interview and clapping back with Tim Fitzgerald on Twitter? Best case scenario, K-State fans are just like, whatever. Worst case scenario, they're like, this guy's a fucking fraud. He's a chump. He's a loser, whatever. You have nothing to gain by engaging with this guy whose audience already doesn't like you or doesn't care about you. Because if I asked any KU fan, like, what do you think, what's K-State's athletic director, Gene Taylor? I was like, hey,
I
what
don't
do you
give a
guys think
fuck
of Gene
about that
Taylor?
guy.
It's what everybody would say.
Boring.
I don't give a shit what he does.
You know what?
Fire him, keep him. I don't really care.
Would Tim Fitzgerald or K-State fans care about KU Stadium if they were still 2-10 every year? They're scared.
Ooh, I love this.
I like that.
I love
take.
this. Because
They
they're
wouldn't.
good- because they're good, they're worried
Yep.
that they're paying for it. Every time they go out and buy the Busch Light, they're like, hey, what if 1 basis point of this sale goes to. That's a Kevin T. It's for you, Kevin. One
Bips.
basis
Wow.
point, one BIP goes to funding the KU stadium. Man, do we really want to buy this?
Put it back. Put it back on the
Put it
shelf.
back on the shelf.
I'm not drinking that garbage.
Dude, what if that's the take? Then I
They've
guys
already
have-
protested because of half information.
You guys have very, very nuanced, strong, educated takes on this. I'm an out-of-state person. I grew up far away. I did not understand for many years that whole part, that Western Kansas fan base, K-State fan base. What a bunch of whiny, crying, moaning, bitching babies. I can't imagine in another state, another university, just having such a complex about everything. Everything. He should. It was beneath Goff to go to talk to respond to Fitz at all. Just let him cry.
Just
They're
subtweet.
They're nobody.
Flagship project on a schedule. Fuck off. That's the tweet.
And then
Fuck off,
Fitz kept
tweet.
kept quoting people being like, if it's not on camera, there won't be an interview. I'm like, all of a sudden, he's fucking Tom Brokaw. You know what I mean? He's just like on the
that's a good
front
point.
lines of journalistic integrity. Everything might be on the record.
Can I
I'm
give
like,
a
hey,
quick
bud, you're not
anecdote?
interviewing Osama bin Laden in 2000. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't. You're interviewing an athletic director about a fucking stadium project that most people don't even give a fuck about, including me. And it's my team. I don't give a shit
all
about
gonna
any
work
of it.
out.
Just like, let me know when the stadium's done. I don't care. The second you start talking about like federal grants and misappropriation of funds, I'm fucking out. I don't.
Out.
It's boring.
I'm out.
He's acting like, the city is paying for some billionaire's stadium entirely. It's really stupid. He did do something funny on Twitter today. He threatened Barstool KU for violating copyright law.
Love that. Love that. Love that.
I think Fitz gets, he plays with fire. He gets shit. It's all entertaining.
It's
And
all.
I do.
It's a
I'm
shtick.
entertained by it. But
It's a shtick.
can-
That's why Goff
I give him
should not
some
have.
credit. Yeah.
That's why Goff should
I'm
not have
entertained.
engaged with the shtick. The shtick is a shtick. By the
Kevin,
way,
what are you laughing at?
I'm just dying. I'm dying about Nick comparing it to interviewing Osama bin Laden, and I imagine him like live streaming. I've entered Lawrence. If I don't make it out alive, I found out the truth about the grants.
someone did compare it to Alex.
Like he's just got a sniper trained on him at all times. Get over yourself, you. Okay, whoa.
He's in a
whoa.
cave
Get
under
over
the-
yourself. I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, I'm happy to report that Fitz did unblock me after 17 years of being blocked. Because
It was
were
a
on
good
Space
run.
together.
I like Fitz.
But I remembered why he blocked me. It's because every day for like 30 days, straight days, I would just tweet him, "It's Patterson." Like every day I would tweet it to him. Like I would get a reminder on my phone, like, "It's Patterson." Oh, I got to tweet Fitz. "It's Patterson." Get it for people who've been around for a while. They understand.
I understand why
Dedicated
he
to
would
his
block you.
craft.
He blocked me. Yeah, I deserved it. I deserved it 100%.
I want to transition to the final thing I wanted to talk
Oh,
about.
that
KU
wasn't
basketball.
the thing?
It's
No,
Patterson.
but,
you want to talk about the stadium?
I would just say I've
Here we
heard
go,
some
Pat.
interesting stories about the early days of GoPowerCat.com, but maybe that's another podcast.
No, I want to hear about it.
I can't confirm the stories, but there's some Tim Fitzgerald stories that are kind of interesting. So
Save him.
KU basketball, I will save them. I'll save them for the right time.
Save him for the
to not-
Bin Laden record.
Right now is not the right time. KU basketball off season. I want to finish with this. What grade are you giving KU right now for how the off season has went? And think about what we thought it was going to look like right after they get rocked by Gonzaga to where we're at right now. Currently 3 commitments in the transfer portal. One guy leaving, another guy we think's coming, one guy who might leave here in the next week or so. What grade are you giving KU right now for the offseason they've had so far?
Is this a pass-fail?
No, I
helped
think
out.
this is a
A grade?
traditional.
A. You can't possibly say less than A. I will allow nothing more than A. If you want to say A plus, I'll allow it. Yeah, A. No, think about the things that we needed. Assuming Hunter comes back, which I think we can all assume that Hunter's coming back. Do we assume Hunter's coming back, right? Assuming
Yes.
Hunter's coming back.
Oh yeah, Hunter. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's a D because they recruited no starting bigs.
Assuming Hunter's coming back.
A D for Dickinson is gone? What? What the hell?
It would change fast.
Give me
I
an
will
A.
give it. I'm gonna give it an A minus
We're gonna get
only
Griffen,
because
Brian. We're good.
only because
What if we get Griffin?
the
Do
way
give
you
it A
get
minus
the
then?
way you get to an. No. I'm assuming Griffin's coming in this. grade.
Wow.
But the reason why I'm going to A minus, I'll bump you up to an A plus if Johnny Furphy returns for a second.
Oh,
on,
wait,
yeah.
Nick.
We're not getting Johnny.
Nick,
Furphy.
look what I did. Look what I wrote. A minus with some question marks and then an arrow. And then you turn the page. And after the question marks, it's A plus. We just had the same take.
Is it because of Furphy though?
Whoa. Furphy's not coming back, correct?
No, it wasn't because of Furphy.
Just okay, scoop a loop. Hang on.
B for
But I
Brian.
thought, but at the
chance.
beginning of the offseason, I thought Furphy was coming back.
Percentage chance Furphy comes back, scoop a loop, go.
20.
Correct.
Okay, that's a decent 1 in 5. I'll take those odds.
No, that's he
It's
hurt
not
his
impossible.
ankle. That's he hurt his ankle. Brandon Rush coming back.
No, hurt his
That's
ankle
how
to
he comes
5%.
back.
There's not a 20% chance he gets injured at the combine.
Brandon
Someone-
Rush. That is where we're at right now. We're in Brandon Rush territory.
No, we're not.
recruiting as if he's
Everything
gone.
was like, yep,
I think he's
yep.
gone.
He's gone.
I think he's gone too, but now I'm getting stuck on the 20% chance he injures his ankle. There's no way any data scientist would back up that number.
Someone on the Discord made a Furphy terrorist ACL comment, and a lot of the younger guys, the younger guys didn't get the reference. I had to come in with some damage control. Yeah, I had to come in with it's like ban him, and I'm like, well, he's just making a Brandon Rush reference in which there was a happy ending for everyone.
It all worked out for everybody.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
All the Rush brothers worked out.
Well,
But I'm just saying, like, if you want a perfect offseason, if you want an A plus, 100 out of 100, perfect offseason, Johnny Furphy returns for a sophomore year. That's
Johnny
the
Furphy's
perfect
not coming
offseason.
back. Because if Johnny Furphy comes back,
I
all these
know.
other guys can leave.
But you know what, Kevin? It's unlikely. It's
Then you know what?
It's
KJ
unlikely
Adams
that's
is
going to
not
happen. It's
starting.
also it's hard
Yeah, this is
to
not
get a
starting.
perfect score.
That's correct. I will allow
mean-
for the fact that KJ Adams does not start if Johnny Furphy returns. That's the
what
only.
if the shins act up and he's just like, I can't go. I can't go.
It was
Wow.
like a KT. It's a Curtis Townsend Johnny Furphy mix.
Don't break it down. Don't break it down. I
I
came in
liked
cold
it.
off the bench. But hey,
That's fair.
what if he can't go?
John F says, I didn't think McCuller would come back. It's a good point. KU has been recruiting like Furphy's gone.
Was-
Like pretty hardcore.
That was.
But you
half
have to. But you
Australian,
have to.
That's true. No, I think he's
Not my
probably
best work.
California. Is that what we decided?
Not my best work.
I think he's gone too.
I think it was.
But
Definitely.
he comes back. It's an A plus.
So wait a minute. You are not allowing for a world where KU gets an A plus unless they re-recruit.
What if they get a good
a
player?
guy?
You're an
who
easy
should
grader.
clearly go to the league?
Kevin, you're an incredibly easy grader. To get an A plus, it's a perfect score. Everything you wanted to happen happened.
Not if Jeff Lang is your teacher. Shout out, Professor
You all know
Jeff
this
Lang.
type of guy. Yeah, Nick would get destroyed on Rate My Professor. Professor Schwert, perfectionist, asshole.
Kinda hot.
You know how
Where's
kids
Jeff
kind of
Lang?
hot looks at me way too long during lecture. You know,
Gets really mad. Tech issues.
Yeah, he did.
lets you leave early
prompter's
sometimes. Like
not
that's
working.
cool.
All right.
Nick,
Grade
I'm
so
just
hard.
proud that you figured out your tech issues. I'm just
I
so
am
happy
too.
for you.
Look how far
Hey.
we've come. We've been
Yeah,
going for
shoot.
2 hours now.
Hey,
Yeah.
Let's
look at
give Nick an A+ for his
at
IT
that.
troubleshooting. A+, Nick.
A plus.
Thanks, guys.
Next
can we wrap
podcast?
now?
Griffen. I want
Yeah,
Griffen
wrap,
so
wrap.
bad.
Wrap.
Get Griffen in here. This team is gonna win all the championships.
40-0.
Hey,
Rylan
do
Griffen.
I do the Fitz Bin Laden thing?
I think you did. Can we
No, do
commit
I
to
do
the
it?
tattoo thing? Can we commit to the
What
tattoo?
fucking tattoo?
Okay, let's end it on this. 40-0. We go
What the
40
fuck
and
are you
0.
talking about?
Tattoo
It's-
pact. We've
Scribble
made the
loop.
pact.
You don't have to get in on this. I know it's a little thing, but me, Nick, and Kevin can get a tattoo.
You talking about the
You want
Jewish
one?
What? No, it wasn't.
Oh.
But kind of.
Wow, way to go
It's
there.
okay. It wasn't disrespectful.
I was actually being more respectful. If you think
Yeah,
about it.
I know. It was respectful.
if KU goes 40-0, we get a tattoo of Osama bin Laden dunking from the free throw line.
with a KU uniform on. Done.
And wrap it
Done.
up.